No, let me tell you the truth. They are in a different league, right? They build a consumer device first with the media and all that, but we build business devices, and that's why we are coming from a different point of view. We can enable the same scenario as an iPhone. It's just that somebody needs to build it, right? Microsoft didn't want to build it yet because we were focusing on the business features like email functionalities, data synchronization. We have a SQL Server database built into every phone, which allows you to build complex, huge line of business apps.
The light version, right?
Yes, the compact edition.
What they call it, Express edition, something like that.
Used to be called Everywhere edition. Then
normally,
now it's called compact edition, the latest version.
Or for mobile devices.
Yeah. And you can support databases up to 4 gig in size.
4 gig.
Yeah. So which is essential for business apps because you want to make sure that your app, not like the iPhone where you can only have a browser access an application. But what happens if you don't have internet connectivity?
Right.
You cannot use that app at all, right?
Right.
But essentially, and you know that offline capability for phones is very, very important for business use. Because data connectivity is very unstable. Some places you go no signal, you lose a connection. How are you going to be able to synchronize data then? You cannot do anything. So offline mode is important, and offline mode means you need some kind of offline storage, and that's what SQL Server provides. Right. With .NET and SQL Server, and the beautiful thing about .NET, SQL Server, and Visual Studio as a tool for building applications, it is exactly the same as you know today. So when we tell developers, if you know how to build apps for the desktop, you already know how to build apps for the mobile device. You don't have to learn new skills. It's all the same skills, the same language, the same tool to build apps for the mobile device.
Quite interesting.
Right. So and most of the code can be portable as well. All the SQL code is exactly the same. You just port it over. So that's our focus compared to
So there wouldn't be any problem for CPU hungry and all that when you're application.
Yeah, obviously, right. Depends on the amount of processing power you put in there, right. And again depends on the processing power of each of these devices. This is 200 megahertz. This is 200 megahertz. I think this is 4 or 6. This is 400. This is 400.
All right.
So yeah, different. It all depends on the OEMs who build this device and what kind of CPUs they put into these devices.
All right. So it's still devices are still expensive. I mean, if you go for a brand new model, so.
Yeah, let me see the price. I think this is 300 something US dollars. This is almost 400 US dollars. This is like 600 US dollars. This is. Oh gosh, 1100 US dollars.
Yeah,
I think
this is too expensive.
Yeah, this is a little bit pricey because it is a completely different form factor.
Actually, I would expect it to run Windows Vista on it. In fact,
there's one called Shift, right?
That's right.
HTC Shift that runs both Windows Mobile and.
It's a bit strange to have a device running Windows Mobile when you should run.
Let me tell you my perspective of that.
Battery life, is it?
No, not battery life. When you look at the screen this size, 4-inch, right? When you squeeze in a huge Windows Vista experience onto a small device, it's actually very painful. Because, like the UMPC, when you use the UMPC, it's very hard because buttons are small, things are, many options are very small, so it's quite frustrating. But if you put a Windows Mobile, which was designed for a small screen, such a huge screen, then it feels, wow, much better. The experience is much better. Now it's wow, so big, it's such a big screen, I can get the buttons, when I bring out the soft keyboard, right? And the buttons are now usable. I can actually use my finger to tap it and bring on the top keyboard. It's huge, right? Compared to this one like that, you bring this keyboard out, you can't even type on it with your finger. There's no way you can type on your finger. Oh, but let me show you something interesting about this keyboard here. So there are many different vendors. Because of the platform, we allow a lot of ISVs to build custom apps. Somebody built this thing called PCM keyboard.
Oh yeah, that's right. Pocket CM keyboard.
Yeah, when you look at the PCM keyboard, you see that it's very, very, very familiar. Have you seen this keyboard before? It looks like some competitive phone.
In fact, there are some interesting things like cut and paste and all that.
Yes, correct. You can do cut and paste and stuff like that. So again, we enable all these kind of scenarios, right? And then you have what I use often is the T9 keypad.
Where can I get a?
It's called phone pad.
Phone pad.
And here we go, so T9. So and it's easy. You can do touch now. Really, you can use your finger.
That should have been integrated into the touch in the beginning.
I think they should be doing it very soon. I hope so.
So
and then you can spin like that.
All right, cool.
But it's not nice.
So let's say if I have Windows Mobile 5 on my existing phone, so I can easily update it or upgrade it to 6?
From a technological point of view, yes, you can upgrade anytime you want. But where you get the upgrades is a point of issue today. Like a lot of people are asking Microsoft, why can't we get software upgrades? Like why can't you have Windows update? Why can't you buy like Windows XP upgrade to Windows Vista? Why don't we have that model? The reason is, if you look at how we do our development cycle, right? Let's say we take 18 months to build one OS, operating system. We will ship that OS to an OEM or an operator for them to customize for their phone, right? So they'll take probably 3 months to 6 months to load in new software, new drivers for different types of hardware configurations and stuff like that. And then they'll test the phone and then release it 6 months later. So from start to end, it takes about maybe 2.5 to 2 years plus.
30 months, something like that.
And then that's where you buy the phone from. You buy from the operator or OEM. Okay. So if you want to get upgrades, you naturally have to get it from the person that sold you the device, because they have custom drivers and custom software that you cannot find if you get it from Microsoft.
So you mean to say every manufacturer or OEM provider, they must release the upgrade?
Correct. They must release. If they don't, then
so we all right. So we are
unfortunately.
So we are totally dependent on the OEM, you meant to say?
Yes, exactly, or the operator. That is the model. So because we ship them this base ROM.
So Microsoft could charge some extra money, I mean, normally to provide give a good service to their end user or the businessman. I mean, people normally who are they are not the end user.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the techie guys or maybe the businessman.
Yeah.
So they would prefer to pay of course, for this money instead of buying a new mobile, because let's say if I bought a mobile 6 months back, I'm not supposed to go and buy another new one after maybe, because it will take time to.
Yeah, exactly. So, but from a business point of view, the operators want to sell you the phone, right? And they want to, because they are subsidizing the hardware, they want to make sure that you continue to buy from them and become their loyal customers. And I think giving upgrades, if it's not really a huge major change, they most likely will not do it, because they want you to buy new devices maybe in the future, right? But when it comes to security issues or patching for, let's say, things that break, then they will give you those upgrades automatically.
So, by the way, has anything actually appeared on the Windows Mobile 6 Windows update yet? I've never seen actually any updates being pushed out.
No, actually. So it is a very operator-dependent thing, right? The operators need to be able to support Windows, because again, through that whole cycle, we have to ship fixes through the operator. The operator has to agree to ship it through Windows Update. And because they want control of the device, because they sold the device to you, they cannot allow Microsoft to all of a sudden issue out a patch that will fix their device without them knowing, right? So we have to go through the official channel. And some operators are actually looking into that technology, and we're actually selling to the operators to say, look, in order for you to provide this service or the update services for all your users, you should use something like Windows Update. But again, there's this issue. Let me tell you the issue. If it's a consumer, that's fine, because the operator can control what you have on your phone. But some consumers will complain about it, but there's largely nothing you can do about it, right? But if you're an enterprise customer, you buy 10,000 phones, and you are a company like, let's say, Maybank, you have corporate data on the phone. You don't want an operator to control your device.
Absolutely.
No way. Right? You cannot do that. So then the point of contention comes in with, okay, who updates that phone then? Does the enterprise customer do it, or does the operator do it? If the enterprise customer bought it from an operator, who does it? Who has control? So that comes the issue, this business relationship issue that the customer must have with the operator and Microsoft. We provide technology, but who makes the decision at the end of the day is that side of the world. But we're trying to help out with a lot of management technologies and suites, so that you can have a management scenario within your enterprise and manages all your device, irrespective of where you buy this device from. Again, it's a big issue. Like in the US, the model is very different from here. Right? In the US, the only way you buy phones is through an operator. You cannot buy from an OEM. But here, everybody buys from a retailer, full price, unsubsidized, right? So here is a little bit more relaxed. But in the US, it's very difficult because operators control. They have their certificates on their phone. You want apps to run, it must be signed by them in order to run. But the enterprise customer will say, hey, look, I want my own certificate.
Yeah.
So there's this issue.
So, right.
But we're trying to help them solve it with some programs that we're running. We're cooking up some technology, some products to be able to help alleviate some of these issues. Right.
So what are the features would you compare to mobile 5.0?
Most of the features are in productivity, like for instance, email access. If you want, I can show you a demo.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have a projector? No, that's fine.
Oh, wait, only 3 of us, we can see.
3, you can see, right? So let's do this, right? The first thing is email access. So when we talk about email access, like for instance, I have 199 items in my mailbox today, right?
All right.
In order to go through and look for one particular email, it will take you a long time to look through. We have this thing called Smart Filter. You can just keep on typing TALI, and you will filter all the emails automatically. They show you now we only have 35 emails from this person, Kelly. right? So it's an auto filter technology, very quickly triage. We have our shortcuts now. If you hold on H key, it will show you a list of shortcuts that you can press to do flag this email, reply, or reply all, or forward. Instead of going menu, reply, menu, forward, and all that.
So you're basically pressing a hotkey.
Yeah, so let's say I want to unflag this thing, right? So I just hold on F, and the flag goes. I want to reply, I just hit R, and then you reply automatically.
That works in all Windows Mobile 6 devices.
Yes, all Windows Mobile 6.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an
So the
operating
difference-
system, of
yeah.
course.
So the difference between 5 and 6. And then we have, we actually had this for a long time, but let me show you this thing. Let me see. Seattle information. Now we have rich HTML mail.
Alright.
So you can watch, you can read emails at a full fidelity, exactly how it was presented, with images, with active links that you can just tap on it and you execute certain things. And then you have embed pictures, images, so HTML mail. Instead of reading it in just strip HTML form, right?
So since it is going to be more rich text format, so there might be a chance to get it attacked by a virus and all that. Now, as long as it's text based, you don't have to worry.
Right.
Since you're using like more rich text format,
Yeah.
so what's the security perspective?
There is no ActiveX execution, no JavaScript execution.
Oh, cool.
So JavaScript won't, no AJAX basically. It's not AJAX mail.
Alright.
It's just HTML mail. So HTML is just presentation layer.
Alright,
So
and
that's pretty secure.
about the antivirus, I mean, does it come with the OEM or?
It comes with OEM depending on some devices. Like this device didn't come with an antivirus.
Alright.
Right now, I think there's hardly anything in the market today, any problem with it yet. But when it comes, then then the OEMs will put in the software. Or
Right.
people like McAfee, that they will sell the mobile version. But again, putting on a mobile device nowadays is not that important yet, right? But the time will come when the platform gets more popular and then people try to just
More
because
users.
we're Microsoft, they want to write about it.
More money.
Yeah. Or because they want to sell more antivirus, they're like, let's not get that.
Maybe Microsoft will release, compressed from a forefront.
yeah, exactly. Forefront mobile.
Yeah, you never know.
That'd be interesting. Some of the features, on a mobile device, you only sync up to about 3 days of mail, right? Depending on how you configure. But sometimes you want to access mail that you know it's in your inbox, but you can't see it on your mobile device.
Alright.
Now we have an option to do search server. So you go menu tools and do a search server. You're able to say, put in a search, look for emails from Dave Carl, let's say Karle, or whatever text you want to look for, and specify how many days, whether past month, past 3 months.
Past 3 months,
Past 3 months, and then let's say all folders, okay? And then you include subfolders as well, and then you just do a search. And you go straight to Exchange server. Do I have a connectivity? Yes, I have. And you bring back all the emails from Dave Carl for the past 3 months in any folder. So once it returns the list, then you can just act upon it, reply, forward, and stuff like that. Great. So now you have full
But
email
that's
access.
only with the Exchange server that you get this.
Yes, with Exchange.
And it's very fast. I mean, you're using a normal connectivity, right?
Using Wi-Fi. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you using Wi-Fi?
Using Wi-Fi.
Apps, alright.
With 3G, you'll be fast as well. With Edge, here Edge is super slow. We're just talking about that. But in the US, somehow or other, Edge is a little bit faster. Right?
Alright.
So you can do that, and then you can do Office Mobile. Let me see if I have an Office Mobile. I have an email here with a lot of Office Mobile attachments, but let me just look for it. I can't remember which email it was. But if you... Oh, another one. Let me look for this. This is really cool, okay? Let me look for it. Work order. Not here.
Just will let me know which need to focus because I'm not doing the close focus.
Okay,
on
now
the-
this is very interesting, okay? Now, if you have a SharePoint environment within your corporate network,
Alright.
internally you share files and stuff like that. On a mobile device, you cannot actually get at SharePoint because SharePoint is an internal thing, right?
Right.
You share information. So if somebody sends you a mail that says, hey, here's an Office document and with a link to a SharePoint document, because you're on an external network, the only way you can do it traditionally is if you VPN in
Yeah.
corporate network, then get into a share. But now we have this thing called Exchange. I can't remember what it's called. Using Exchange server as a backend, you're able to click on this internal link. You look at it, it's a file in an internal share. It's not even .com something. It's an internal share. And then you can say, do you confirm? Do you want to download? And yes. Then this Windows Mobile will instruct Exchange to go and download the document and bring it onto your device from within your corporate network. See, now you can open it and view the document.
So, alright.
This is another great feature for business users, right? Yeah, there's nothing in that document.
And can I save this file on
Sorry? Yeah, you can save as and then save it onto your locals. Hey, did you see that? I just click on it. And then yes, and then you have the option to